Hi everyone. Hola Houston. It's Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor. I'm a little bit low today. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about do you really need a real estate agent? You know, in today's in today's times, we're in a do-it-yourself period, right? Where basically people like to look everything up online. And they like to do things themselves, and that's no different with real estate. When it comes to real estate, of course, people are able to do searches online, go to places like realtor.com, Trulia, and Zillow, especially Zillow. They love Zillow, and of course you can find a lot of information on there. And then there's also, you can find agents that are listed on there. And so oftentimes people, what they do when they're looking for homes, they start their search on Zillow, they find a home, and then they start calling the agents that are listed on Zillow, and because they want to see that home that they like. Now, mind you, these are usually people who have not been pre-approved for a home loan. They haven't applied. Oftentimes they haven't done anything, and they're asking to see a home. And of course, that happens to me too. They call me and they say, I want to see this home. And I ask them questions. They sometimes get bothered, irritated if I ask them questions because they just want to see a home. They think that that's all they need to do. They think that's the only thing that is involved when it comes to finding a home. And they figure once they find a home, then they can, at that point, they can go ahead and contact a realtor. But that is just not the way it works. First of all, the main thing is that oftentimes the information on Zillow is incorrect. Zillow is simply an app. They're a computer, basically, is the way I like to think of it. And they pull information from everywhere. They pull information from the MLS. They also pull information from the appraisal district. They pull information from many places. So oftentimes the homes that are listed on Zillow are not for sale. It happens very frequently that people will call me asking for information about a particular home, and I tell them that home is not for sale, and they're like, well, I saw it on Zillow. Well, yeah, it's on Zillow, but it's not for sale. Zillow has a tendency to list things that are not for sale. They'll also will list homes that were for sale, but they're no longer for sale. They stay on there. You can pretty much just Google any address, and there's a good chance you're going to find it on Zillow. So it doesn't mean it's for sale. The other thing is that Zillow also has what's called Zestimates. If you've ever been on Zillow, you're familiar with Zestimates. Zestimates basically are estimates of what a house is worth. And the same thing, we have problems where people will call me and they'll say, well, I'm interested in this home that is for sale it's listed at $200,000, but Zillow says it's only worth $150,000. So I want to offer $150,000. And I'm like, no, that home is listed for $200,000. They want $200,000. And again, why does Zillow do that? Well, Zillow is an app. They're a computer. It's a program. And what they do is that it's just a computer generated or an app generated estimate. It's not an actual person that is doing the estimate. We as realtors, on the other hand, when we give you an estimate, we don't just base it on, like every house is the same. We actually do what's called a CMA, a comparative market analysis. We will check the value of that home based on that particular community, and we will base it on that particular home. We will look at the inside of the home, the outside, look at the community, see what homes are selling for. So that is a much better true estimate. It's not an actual appraisal, because of course an appraisal is the actual official document that tells you the value. But this is pretty close to an appraisal, or not pretty close, but we use the same tools that appraisers use. Now, what about the other thing is that when you have a realtor, you don't have to go to all these different sites to look at homes. You don't have to be looking into homes that are not even available for sale. Instead, when you have a realtor, you can tell us the data, your criteria, what it is that you're looking for, and we'll find you a home that meets your needs. We can put you on a drip campaign. That's what I do for my clients. I'll put you on a drip campaign. You tell me what you're looking for. Based on that criteria, I will send you homes as soon as they come on the market. In other words, you don't even have to call me every week, every day in your mailbox. You are going to get a list of homes that have just come on the market. The bottom line is that we're not just door openers. Sometimes people think that we're just door openers. They just want to call us and say, I want to see this home. Well, we're not just door openers. We're a lot more than that. Like I said, we can set you on drip campaigns. The other thing is, and of course, we can give you the true estimate of homes. We also can make sure you're only seeing homes that are actually listed. The other thing is that, of course, we do a lot more than that. We can get you to a good loan officer. Make sure you don't wind up with someone just, that you picked online, but instead that you wind up with someone who's good, that we've used before, that we know is going to do a good job. The other thing is, of course, we're always there to, we're going to negotiate the contract for you, make sure you get the best price. If the house is overpriced and we feel that we can get it lower for you, we will. However, there are going to be situations where we find that it's a very good home, it's priced right, it's a home that you're going to lose if you don't submit a full price offer, and we'll tell you, submit a full price offer. Then when it comes to inspections, one of the things that I always do, I always ask the listing agent, do you have any existing inspection reports, so that we can find out anything that's wrong with that home, as soon as we can. Once you do inspections, we negotiate repairs for you. And also sometimes, it's in your best interest to just get out of the contract. There are times when you submit an offer, your contract gets accepted, and really it's just not a good home. And so we will advise you if we think it's best to get out of the contract. That does happen sometimes. We also make sure that, we try to keep track to make sure that you're not spending money until you need to. For instance, I always tell my lender, don't order the appraisal until we're done with the inspections, we've agreed on repairs, because I don't want my client to spend that money on an appraisal, which could be $400 to $500, until we know that we've already negotiated the repairs. So what else can we do? There's just so many different things that we do, guys, that are not just opening doors. And so I want you to keep that in mind, that a good realtor is going to look out for your interest. We're going to make sure that you get the best deal. We're also going to make sure that you don't make costly mistakes, we're going to look out to make sure you don't lose your earnest money, that you meet all the deadlines. There are plenty of deadlines that happen throughout the process. And we make sure we keep up with deadlines. We also make sure that you're keeping up with your deadlines. There's just really so much that is involved in buying a home, that it's not just opening doors and going and seeing homes. All right? So I hope that this is giving you something to think about. If I can answer any of your questions, let me know. Comment below. Please share this video, like the video, comment. It really does help me promote it. My job or my interest is to try to get information out to the public about real estate so that people can be better informed. So I really appreciate it whenever you comment, you like, or you share my videos. This is Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and I will see you next time.